Hello, welcome back to Petrol Blog's Rubbish YouTube channel. This video will be accompanied by the sound of a green woodpecker who is back for another season. So listen out for him, give yourself 10 I Spy points if you can hear him. Or her, I don't know whether it's male or female. Does it matter in 2023? Probably not. Anyway, we're here to talk about the AX GT. Now, the eagle-eyed viewer, hello, will notice that, look at that windscreen. Actually, it looks mint. It looks mint. Doesn't this car look good now? No, it doesn't. This is a update number one, I guess. The two things. Start with stripping out the interior, which as you can see is progressing well. But also give it a damn good clean. Probably the first clean in 10 years. And as you can see, as I go around the post, it's okay. I mean the roof, yes, it's bits actually, that's just bits. The roof is pretty good. I mean, look at that shine. You can see the Ford Transit grille and the AX wheel trim and the AX rear bumper in its reflection. But I think the roof is in pretty good condition. Then moving down to the door again. Oh, look at that. Look. Anyway, door, pretty good. Again, in reasonable good nick. As you can see, we're no longer on the dollies. All the tyres took air. I mean, the tyres are absolutely gone. I'm digressing again. I'm jumping around a bit, but I'm going to go back to the wheel because the plan for the wheel is as follows. The previous owner, Rupert, he had these refurbed and had these painted black in reference to Mick Jagger. I might keep it the same. I quite like this, so go for polished inside, black on the outside, and then the polished rim around the outside. Southwest alloys have been recommended to me by a few people, so these will be going off to Southwest alloys. I'm planning on buying some 13-inch steelies for this car to be used when it's going in and out of body shops, when it's going out in and out of the garage, whatever it is, just to run around in. And eventually I might powder coat them white and have a separate set of wheels if I want to go on white steelies. A little nod to the AX Sport there. That's one of my plans. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. But these will be the OGs. These will be the ones for sunny days and good days. So that's the wheels. The door. So one of the things I discovered or started to think when I was washing the car down and shamming it off is, does it need a bare metal respray? Does it need to be stripped back to its bare metal and started again? I'm not so sure. Obviously that would deliver the best results, but I'd love to keep as much of this car original as possible. We'll come back to the rear wings in a minute, and I've got the front wings are over there. They're still dirt. I haven't cleaned those yet. The only fly in the ointment is things like this. It's not. There you go. Where there's some rust underneath the window frame there. That could be an issue, but I guess you could do a localized repair on that and still keep the rest of the body. I don't know how much of this bodywork is original. I know all the glasses because, as I said last time, every single glass panel, including the sunroof, front lights and rear lights, have got the number plate on them, which is brilliant. It's when you get down to the rear wing where things start to get horrendous. Maybe naively, but none of this frightens me because A, I won't be doing it, and B, I know it can be done. It's going to need a whole new panel, obviously, and it's going to need inner arches as well. I don't know if this will come up, but yes, it will. There's the hole. I mean, I've seen potholers climbing gaps smaller than that. It's a big old sizable hole. And we'll go inside the car in a minute, but yeah, I mean the back end of the car has gone, and I know there's issues with the front in terms of the bumper mountings, etc., and probably the inner arches. Well, actually the inner arches don't look too bad. It's mostly at the back and predominantly on this side of the car. My guess, and I'd forgotten this, but this has had some work in the past. It's not going to come. Does it come out? This is some crazy paving effect. It's slightly dull, isn't it? The paint is slightly dull here, and it's actually quite harsh to touch. I think that's had some work in the past, which is why, although the wing is going again, sorry, the arch is going again, I don't think it's as bad. And crucially, oh yes, you can see the floor through there. So the back end of the car needs a complete redoing, but I don't think the front is bad enough to warrant a bare metal respray. Again, tell me what you think. Am I right? Am I wrong? What would you do? Let's climb inside. And as you can see, it's been stripped. As far as I've got anyway, it's been stripped. And I think the lesson here was having the right tools. We gave up because we just didn't have the right tools when we started this. Having the right socket set, having the right spanners, having the right screwdrivers, everything. I've cleaned all this side and left this side as it was, so you can see kind of before and after. Right, this is where, I want to show you this, because I've taken off these rear panels today, or the plastic storage areas, and I've taken out the sound deadening, which used to sit here, just underneath the speaker and the seatbelt. And yeah, those of you of a nervous disposition, look away now, because it is. There we go. That's how bad it is in here. I didn't want to do that until you were joining me for this moment. But, sorry, the camera's going all over the place, isn't it? But that's bad, you know. So, Mr. or Mrs. Body Shop is going to need, well, they're going to go, it's going to cost you. That probably sounded awful on the microphone, sorry. But they're going to sort of take a big intake of breath and double the price when they see that. Talking of which, I've got a couple of ideas for the bodywork, but who would you recommend? Who knows these cars? Who would love this car enough to do a really fine job? Going over to this side, it's good. I'm actually quite surprised how good this side is. Look, I mean, I think that's original grime. I don't think these arches have been touched. Positive. Thumbs up there. Where else can we go? Yeah, so the carpet's all been taken up. I'll show you the carpet in a minute. Oh, I might just overlay a photograph. The carpet's in good nick. On top, there's a couple of holes where your heel goes, but that's it. I'd like to keep it original again for the same reasons I like to restore rather than replace. That's how I work. But the underneath, if I said to you a 4G football pitch and all those plastic bits that you see on a football pitch when you play football on it, it's just leaking bits of plastic like that. It's gone. So I wonder if I can take it to an upholsterer or a carpet company and just say, can you use the original carpet to put over the top? Who knows? I need to find some recommendations on that. Door card. Oh, going back to this a minute, I need some help. I can't remove this. It's off. All the screws are out. Everything's loose. But it's being kept on by the seat mechanism. Now this plastic top is on a metal bar, for want of a better word. Now obviously I need to take that off. Is that the right way to do it? Is that meant to come off? Is there anything holding it in place? I need to know, because I don't want to rip it off and kill it and then find out these are obsolete or something, or I've just made matters worse. So if anyone's done this before, could they let me know, please, what to do with that? What I like about this car, as I've been dismantling it, and there's two reasons why I like doing this. A, you know, because it saves money, because the bodywork company or the body shop isn't doing it. But equally, you get to know a car. You get to know its inner secrets. I found another lollipop stick down there. But you get to know how the car's put together. And it's very clever, this car. I mean, a lot of people say AXs are cheap because they're badly built and they're flimsy. But actually, it's just really clever workmanship. I mean, the tailgate is just a piece of glass and plastic. I'll overlay this rather than jump out of the car, because 6-foot-something men climbing in and out of an AX isn't pretty. And that's why I haven't done a video as I've done this over 2 Sundays, because you don't want to hear me grunting and groaning in the back of the AX. But yeah, it's all very simple. I haven't taken these off yet because I haven't got the right end to get the 3 screws out, but I will do. Apart from that, it's off the plastic bottle holder. But again, I'm really encouraged by the inside of the car. I mean, this car's always been stored inside since I've owned it, which is what, 14 years now, and I think that's what saved it. Yes, I know the arches are bad, but they were bad when I bought it. They haven't got significantly worse, and I think being inside has helped. It's a very simple car. And the other thing that's important, I mean, you probably noticed this, but look, the interior light's on because I put a battery on it. Obviously at one point we'll do a we won't start the engine until we've done some recommissioning, but we'll get the engine started. But put the keys in. If I turn this light off above us, you can see the dashboard lights up. Very retro, very 80s. I think, if I remember rightly, yeah, they're a bit dim, but the little lights light up. They're very retro cool. Obviously there's no lights on the car. And amazingly, the electric windows work. Yeah. Don't know if the radio works. Well, it's on, but there is no sound. Do you know why there's no sound? There are no speakers in the car. And what I've also done is start cataloguing and boxing up parts. So over here we've got body panels, exterior trim, wings, rear lights. There you go, number plate. There must have been really bad car crime in Avon and Somerset back in the day. Seats, need a damn good hoover. Other vacuum cleaners are available. It's little things like this I love to see. A little rear bumper infill, the AX GT and Citroën badges, and then all the interior trim bits and pieces, which is all in place with the screws in little bags, he says, dropping it over. And here's the carpet, really good condition. Again, nice to keep it original. That's the hole, I think. No, it's not. That's the only hole there, which is just kind of similar to the hole in the rear wing. Probably needs a new heel pad. But I know you can get new ones stitched in. But again, like to keep it, but it's underneath. There we go. It's just disintegrating. These bits are just sort of falling off. So it's going to need to be done at some point. I said a lot without saying much, I think, which is half of the course of this video, but I think it's encouraging. I'm going to sit down and here's my AXC. I look at this now and I'm encouraged by it, I'm excited by it. And the bit of newspaper I found this afternoon, I'll drop in the video I did from that here. I appear to have found my first newspaper. I mean, you can't renovate a house or an old car without finding some old newspaper. And worryingly, first thing I notice on a newspaper, if that's coming out, are 2 references to the word erection. So God knows what's going to come out. I think I can see a reference to Western, and I'm guessing that's Western Supermare. Bearing in mind this car was from the Bristol area. Anyway, I'm going to do my Tony Robinson, and well, I don't know if I can do this. I'm a bit worried about using the expression one-handed in this context, but I don't know if I can do this without dropping my phone. I had to employ all of my chopstick skills by using 2 lollipop sticks to get the newspaper out. Hello, goats. It's really boring. The reference to erection and extensions come from a page which is outlining loads of planning applications in the local paper. No way of dating it, although the 0225 code for baths should give us some indication. But that's it. Just 2 things left to say. Firstly, massive thank you to everyone who has joined Club Petrol Blog in the last week and a bit. Blown away, honestly. So chuffed that people are keen enough to join the club. Thank you ever so much. It does mean a lot. I think you can join via YouTube. I think if you go below this video, there's a, what does it say? I can't remember. Donate, support, anything. There's a little pound sign in a heart, I'm sure, underneath the video. I think you can just donate via that rather than join via the website. The only thing the website does is add postage for your international viewers. But you know, if you're international, just add a quid on top. Everybody else, it's 806, as in Peugeot 806, to join for the rest of the year, which runs out at the end of July. And you get a really cool windscreen sticker, which I'll put on the AX now and overlay it before the video's ended. That's one thing I wanted to say. The second thing is my youngest son, not my eldest son, my youngest son is, he doesn't like my sign off. He doesn't like me saying, thanks for watching, stay safe. He just doesn't like it. So I'm going to start by introducing new sign offs. And they'll be from films or books or songs or whatever. So all I'll say is on this video, in recognition of my youngest son's hatred of my sign off, you're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.